Okay.
Might be video.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, otherwise you're not going to have anything for your next video, are you?
Shall I do my Bry introduction?
What does he say? Hello.
Hello. Glorious. He'll be watching this.
Okay, I need to go.
Thanks. Insulation. Lots of it. So, insulation, the most controversial subject on the self-build forums. So I'm not going to go into it. All I'm saying is moisture barrier and lots of insulation. And don't cut it too big.
That's this way.
Okay, so a quick overview. The insulation is now done. So we've got two types of insulation in here. The first stuff is this Celotex, Kingspan, all the same kind of stuff really. It's foil on both sides and a nice load of insulation in the middle. And that's gone on first. I've held that in place by just taping it in. Once that was done, the expanding foam then went in, and that just fixes it all, fills any gaps, and makes it non-creaky basically when you're driving. So after that, this foil bubble wrap I've got has then been stuck using spray glue over all of the Celotex. Still got a bit more to do on this side, obviously, as you can see, but this is how it'll end up. That gives a moisture barrier, so moisture in the air on the inside of the van can't get as far as the cold walls of the exterior of the van. So, as I say, I'm not going to talk too much on insulation. It's one of those subjects that on a self-build forum, when as soon as somebody says, what sort of insulation shall I use, everybody goes, oh, this one. Okay, so basically, you want to stay warm, so you need a good thickness of insulation, and you need a moisture barrier so you don't get condensation problems, because the last thing you want in a van is damp. Okay, so next step now is I'm going to put the ply ceiling in. I'm using 3.6mm ply in this van because I want to keep it light. You would normally probably use something a little bit thicker because it is quite flexible, but for the ideas I've got in mind for the van, it won't be a problem. So let's get on with it. So, how am I getting on? Right, well, all the insulation's done, as you have seen. The ply lining is now all in as well. And that took a little bit longer than I expected, simply because it's not a pre-purchased ply line kit for this van. I don't actually know if you can get them for these vans, but I prefer to actually make it myself with this one because it just, so there's some awkward shapes and I want it the way I want it. So I've had to make templates, draw around them, cut the ply, fit it up, modify. It's taken me 2 days, not actually 2 whole days, but 2 days to do the ply. The hardest bit being the ceiling, especially working on my own. The ceiling was pretty awkward because it's one piece, holding it up, getting it in the right position, screwing it up. But yeah, it's all done. I have siliconed up the joins. It doesn't look the nicest, but obviously it's going to be carpeted over. The reason I've siliconed it is just to stop squeaks more than anything, because the last thing you want when you're driving around is all the time. It's bad enough having a passenger that does that all the time. So siliconed up all the joins, making everything as smooth as possible so when the carpet goes over it'll look nice and neat. I'm going to do my best to do some seamless carpeting in here, so hopefully you won't see any joins at all. It'll look as if it's all one piece, and that's tomorrow's job. So just been making the bridging the gap between the ply and the window frames using decorator's cork actually to do that. It's a cheap way of doing it. It's nice and easy to manipulate into place, and once it's dry you can sand it down, get it exactly as you want it, and the carpet will go nicely curved over, around and over the top of it, so it'll look the part. So that takes a little while because you have to build up the layers, but hopefully by the morning that'll be dry and I can start the carpeting. So really looking forward to that, because that's when the transformation really is noticeable. You go from a shell, then you go into insulation and you think, oh, that looks good, that's better. Put the ply line in, you think, oh, really getting there. Put the carpet in, wow. So then I'll work out my layout. I have got the wood burner, that arrived today. In fact, I'll show you that in a second. In fact, I'll show you that now if I can get the editing right. And that's got to have the chimney cut out through the roof. That's not a problem. The only thing I haven't actually done is wire the solar panel through the roof, but it doesn't matter, I can have that in afterwards. I don't run cables and things behind the ply. I don't like the idea of hiding cables away. If they overheat, and melt, or anything goes wrong, it's not good. So the cables will be external, but they'll be hidden and they'll all be channeled in the same kind of area, so it's all nice and neat, and you can add to it if you want to. So really enjoying it. I've had the van now for, I think it's 3 weeks, or it's coming up to 3 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. So in that time I've managed to strip it down completely, full respray, fit the windows, insulate it, ply line it and carpet it, so, well, hopefully carpet it. And then to work out the layout, which I'm quite excited about. I've got a few ideas in mind. This is going to be quite different from the Kangoo conversions, different to the Luton. This isn't aiming to be a posh showpiece, it's a hippie travel van, different theme altogether, and so I'm really excited to do something a bit different. So until next time, see you soon. Bye for now.